Good day. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you. What will you do? What will you do? It's Saturday. It's Saturday. What will you do? Yeah, I'm not a singer. Y'all know that. Y'all know. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good day. Oh, dang it. Let me fix my thing. Let me clear my throat. Yeah, y'all know I'm tripping this morning, right? I'm tripping this morning. Tripping. Who's this saying good morning? That must be Suli who doesn't know how to find us. Who is saying good morning to me? It says Facebook users, so I'm not sure who you are. You know. Making pork curry soup at the moment. That must be Tobiah. Is that Tobiah making pork curry soup? Guys and gals, tea timers, guess what? I got in the mail yesterday. First, I got my book. And you know, when we did an impromptu reading, Erica read from her Nasty series. And it's just so funny that when I opened the book, the first thing I opened it to, oh, good morning, Karen. Pork curry soup. Wow. I opened it to a poem, I Bared Myself. I was like, see, I knew she was nasty. I cannot wait to get into this book. Oh, I see Catrice's colorblind painting. Okay. Anyway, I got my book. In a minute, I'll show you. And guess what? My friend sent me some shea butter. I'm so happy with my shea butter. I'm so happy. I use shea butter every day, guys. And I just ran out. I was scraping the sides of the jar of my shea butter that I had, and then I got this package. It was right on time. And you know what else my friend sent me? Oh, wait, let me get the needle out. Y'all know I do too much knitting, too much. And this is some nice quality yarn too. I was very impressed with it. It's 100% cotton. I like this. I got to figure out what I'm going to make with it. And why is it the most beautiful color too? It's a perfect color. Thank you. I felt so privileged, so blessed to have these gifts showered upon me. Is it raining? Oh, that's that's Sir. How are you guys doing this morning? Today is a Still Not Sorry Saturday. I'm still not sorry. And this Still Not Sorry Saturday came up because I saw, it is a nice color, isn't it, Elaine? Maza. This morning I saw a post that Tobiah, our tea timer Tobiah, put on here. And I'm going to tell you what it said. And it spoke to me this morning. Because I still find myself apologizing when I really don't need to be sorry. So Tobiah posted on his page a photo, picture, meme, whatever. It says, things I'm no longer apologizing for. Working at a slower pace. I'm not sorry I work at this pace. This is the pace I work at. I'm not sorry about it. I get my work done. Now, I'm not saying I work at a slower pace, but I'm saying if you work at a slower pace, work at your pace. Get your work done. Work at your pace. Meet your deadlines, but work at your pace. Don't apologize for working at your pace. I'm not sorry. This is how I work. I'm not sorry. Not always being available. No, I cannot do for you when you need me to do for you every time you need me to do for you. I'm not available. That's one I struggle with. When people tell me I need you to do this for me, I need this, I struggle with saying, no, I'm not available. Now, it doesn't mean I don't say no, but it causes me anxiety. And I have to work on that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. My sister Sharma would say, when mama calls you and asks you to go to the store, if you can't go, you can't go. Say no. And I'm like, yeah, but she needs to go to the store. If you can't go, Kai, say no. You all don't understand how hard it is for me to say no sometimes. Now, that doesn't mean you don't hear no, mother. So don't sit up here saying, you tell me no. That doesn't mean you don't hear no. It means that I'm struggling to say it. And I need to get to the point where I'm not struggling to say it, where no is no, and that's just okay. I don't have to be available for my kids when I don't want to be available. I don't have to be available for my mother when I don't want to be available. I don't have to be available for my friends when I don't want to be available. And it's not necessarily, this is where we have to be clear. It's not necessarily that you are not available because you have something else to do. You're not available because you've decided you're not available. So when your friend, sister, brother, mother, children say, why, what else are you doing? Doesn't matter what else I'm doing. Don't call me and ask me, what are you doing? And if I say nothing, oh, good, can you take me to the store? No, I'm not available. Because doing nothing is what I've chosen for me at this time. So you can be unavailable when you decide you're unavailable. And you don't have to be sorry for that. I'm not sorry. No, I can't come. I won't come, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for how long it takes to process my feelings. You hurt my feelings. You decide you're sorry. And I'm supposed to be over it when you decide you're sorry. No, I will process my feelings in the amount of time that it takes me to process my feelings. And if that's too long for you, still not sorry. I'm still not sorry. Good morning. Who is this saying true, sis? Who is that? I don't see your name. They're saying true, sis. I'm wondering if
he's eating his thing.
Yeah, he's eating his house. Still not sorry. I will process my feelings in my time. I used to have somebody that I dated that would get so angry and lose control because that's what some people do. They lose control. And then all of a sudden he's coming back to me saying, I'm so, I knew it was, look, I was not going to say Bernadette, but I knew it was either you or Charmin. I was like, if they're saying true, sis, it's going to be either Charmin or Bernadette. But that sounds more like Bernadette's language, not Charmin's. But he used to get mad, go off, forget sometimes what he even said when he was going off. And then when I'm processing it, I've said I was sorry. So what? I'll process it when I'm finished processing it. I'm finished processing it. And I'll let you know when your sorry is okay with me, if it is ever okay with me. Things I'm no longer apologizing for, not knowing an answer right away. I stopped apologizing for that a long time ago. I had this boss, Timothy Trahan, who you could ask him about, it was construction. You could ask him about something that he was helped to build or helped to construct 20 years prior. He's got every answer. You could ask him about current solicitations, current RFPs, IFBs, whatever. You could ask him about current situation. He'll know all the answers. You could ask him about something from 20 years ago. He'll know all the answers. He would come into the office and he would say, Kai, what's the blah, 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 whatever. He would ask me about a detail on a project that we're working on at that time. And I would sit there and I would stress about it because I didn't have the answer ready to spit out as soon as he asked me the question. And he always had the answer ready to spit out. And I got to the point that, now this was, I don't know, guys, 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I got to the point where I would say to him, you know what, I don't have the answer right off of the top of my head, but I will find the answer for you. You don't have to have the answer right now to anything. If you need time to process your thoughts, to process your feelings, to look for the correct information before you make a decision, take your time. Don't feel rushed into responding to someone else because of their time expectations, right? Because of what they expect from you. Don't be sorry. I don't have an answer for you right now, but I will think about it and I will give you an answer when I have one. Now, if it's at work, you might want to give a time frame for when you're going to give that answer. I don't have an answer for you right now, but I'm going to look through my files and I'll give you a call back in 30 minutes. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry for being thorough. Thank you. That's mature emotional intelligence, right? Good morning, Facebook user. Things I'm no longer apologizing for, accepting my body as it is. Have we all done that? Have we all accepted our body as it is? Have we? Have you? Are you okay with your love handles? With your big feet? With your itty bitty booty? Are you okay with your big breast? With your no breast? Are you okay with your body how it is? You be okay with you, how you are, and don't apologize for that. When someone comes up to you and says how beautiful you look, how fine you look, don't start downplaying it. Well, yeah, but I got a little bit of weight to lose, or oh yeah, but I need to tighten up this. I need to tighten up. No, you're beautiful, just how you are, exactly how you are today. Now, if you want to be beautiful in a different way tomorrow, fine. But let it be because that's what you want to do. Don't apologize for you. Don't apologize. Still not sorry. I'm still not sorry. Once you accept your flaws, no one can use them against you. Right. So however you guys are coming to me, well, one, I'm looking at my phone to reference the photo that I'm talking about from Tobias' post. And so I can't see who's making these comments. But what I want to say is this. So I keep seeing Facebook user. So whoever said that, once you accept your flaws, no one can use them against you. Thank you for that. Yes, I am. I'm working out now for my future body and my health and happiness. Exactly. Be happy who you are, how you are, regardless of what other people around you think, right? Once you accept yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. I have people who will tell me, Kai, you're so this, or Kai, you're so that. I'm like, yeah, I am. Kai, you're a grammar czar or whatever. Yeah, I am. And I don't necessarily always use proper grammar. You guys know I come here acting a fool. I'm not using my proper English when I'm talking to you 90% of the time. Why? There's no fun in that. There's fun in the nuances of the crazy language that we use to represent certain things in our life. There's fun in it, and I'm enjoying that fun. I'm not sorry about that. I'm not sorry that I don't get my panties in a wad over everything that you get your panties in a wad over. I'm not sorry. Not sorry at all, actually. Still not sorry. I don't think I ever will be sorry. I'm not sorry, not apologizing for prioritizing the people that matter. I remember a time years ago where a friend of mine, I think I've told you guys this before, a friend of mine got upset with me because she wanted to hang out and I had to go pick up my kids from school. And she's like, come on, can we go see a movie? Sorry. So, and that sorry was a sarcastic sorry, not a really I'm sorry, but just sarcastic. You want me to go to a movie with you and not pick my children up from school? Not go home and do their homework with them? That's what you want me to do? I'm not sorry that I have prioritized my children over you. I'm not sorry that I have prioritized my health over you. I'm not sorry that I have prioritized my close friends, my parents, anybody. I'm not sorry. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and are supportive. Exactly. And don't be sorry when you are not sorry, when you don't need to be sorry. And I'm thinking about that. My son is my youngest is a wonderful, 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 wonderful boy. He drives me freaking crazy, right? But he has a temperament, a unique personality, let's say it that way, that requires patience that I don't really have. I'm having, but I don't really have, right? And I find myself, oh, good morning, Charmin Turnish. Good morning, Chelsea Mack. I see you guys are here now. I find myself feeling apologetic when he is being his normal self and it's off-putting for other people. I find myself embarrassed or feeling apologetic.
I can hear you, you know.
That's fine. You do embarrass me sometimes. I'm okay with you hearing that. I would hope that you would work more to not embarrass your mama sometimes. But what I realized today in the I'm not apologizing, I'm not sorry for this wonderful character that I have. And I'm not sorry for the amount of work that it takes to parent this wonderful character that I have. I'm not sorry for it. I'm not going to apologize for who he is and how he is. If you are in my life, if you are, look, y'all think I have patience. Y'all don't understand. You don't understand. See, I don't consider that patience. When you have children who are special needs, I'm air quoting because I don't really mean that special needs in any particular way in this conversation, but any kind of special need, right? Even if it is not, a true disability, even if it's like, I don't know, a fear of the dark or an anxiety or whatever it is, when you have children who are special needs.
Is Megan outside?
Yeah, he is. When you have children who have special needs, it can sometimes be. Sorry. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you.
What did you say?
Chelsea says, Charmin Turnish, compared to you, Auntie, everyone has patience. Exactly. Exactly.
I still remember that one time she got mad at me for leaving the TV on.
She did. Oh, man. My sister got mad at him for leaving the TV on, telling him that's not how we do it. I'm like, leave it. We leave the TV on. It's no big deal. She didn't want it left on pause because it causes a problem for the TV, blah, blah, blah. And we're all like, dang, girl, ain't that serious? Just don't worry about the TV. But the point is that, thank you, Tobiah Rice. Stop,
you were mean, Auntie Charmin.
Stop trying to please everyone. See, thank you. I'm not the mean one. That's her.
Oh, no, you're still mean. But
I didn't need you to comment.
She was more mean.
I didn't need you to comment.
Now you're more mean.
Anyway, the thing is that when you have children who have special needs, who have unique personalities, that's what I want to say. Sometimes you find yourself apologizing to those around you because your child was rude, or your child was loud, or your child was off, just off, threw a tantrum, or you're apologizing to those around you. And what you need to do is stop apologizing. Stop apologizing. My child has unique characteristics he's got a unique set of skills. Charmin Turner, you understand. Rose, if Rose was here, you understand. My son is on the autism spectrum. And it's a whole other thing to deal with. And it isn't every child on the autism spectrum does not present the exact same way. So just because, your nephew, your daughter, your son, your grandchild, your friend's child, your cousin, somebody you knew, you used to work with, just because that's the case, doesn't mean that you know how this person who is on the autism spectrum will act, how difficult it is to manage this person, how difficult it is to manage this child's anxieties, OCD, whatever it is, right? No, Chelsea, that's not the case. Um, Good morning, Marsha Gonzalez. Good morning. So it is not easy. And what we do sometimes is find ourselves apologizing for how difficult it is. So yesterday, the reason this came up, and your post, Tobiah, was so on point because I love my son and I love who he is, who he's turning out to be, all of the little nuances. Now it wears me the hell out. Wears me the hell out, right? He has challenged me to have a patience that I have never had, never found it easy to have, but he needs it. Because if I were to come down on him for every single time he pushed me past my limit, y'all, it would be every 5 minutes of every day. And I would not be able to see the beauty that is him. And we take our children out who have anxieties, autism spectrum, any disability, social anxiety, social, whatever it is, any type of issue, right? We take them out and we find ourselves oftentimes apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't mean that. Oh, no. I'm sorry. He's just nervous. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's just this. And Tobiah, right on time, I saw your post about things I am not apologizing for. And I'm not apologizing for any of those things that you have on your post, Tobiah. And I copied that post and have it as a picture for myself to refer back to. Right? I'm not sorry. Yesterday, my brother friend picked up Etienne and took him for a walk. And in true Etienne fashion, my brother friend was pushing him to talk about his feelings. And that's very difficult for Etienne. And Etienne got angry. And then he did his thing, right? Distancing, I don't want to be bothered with you, whatever. And this is a 6'2" boy, big guy who, when he was younger and he would be anxious, his fear comes across as asshole aggressive, right? But it's not that, it's fear. So my friend calls me, he's like, all right, is it okay for him to walk home by himself? Mama, because he's done this to you too. He'll walk off by himself, right? He's trying to process and he doesn't know how to process. And we're working with him on that. So he wants to walk off by himself. So my friend calls me, he said, is it okay for him to walk home by himself? He insists that he knows how to get home. And I'm like, no, what's going on? Because you guys all know when your children have little extra things going on, you always are getting these calls, right? And I'm like, wait, what happened? Wow, come on. I had the talk before they went out. I'm like, look, son, Uncle B wants to hang out with you. So try to manage things. Don't complain about the long walk. Just don't complain because he wants to hang out and you want him to want to hang out with you and you want to hang out with him. So don't complain. Well, that's what they do, right? And somebody can say all kids complain, but not the same way, not all the time. It's different. The intensity is different. So he calls me and tells me the boy's having an issue. And I was like, look, I tell you what, he can't walk home by himself and tell him don't bring that attitude home. And my brother friend started cracking up. He's like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, nope. Do not deliver him back to me this way. I don't want him back. So whatever issue that you guys have, y'all need to work that out before he walks through this door. Because that boy will get mad at somebody and stay mad for 20 days or years. And I'm not dealing with it. Not today. Fortunately, my brother friend loves him too, and he understands. And so he did have conversation with him, and they did work it out. And Etienne walked back into the house, and he was fine. And I found myself sending him a text message saying, and he's sending me a message telling me Etienne's throwing a tantrum because of this. I'm like, yeah, I know that's what he does. That's what he does. But, just keep working at it. This is what he needs. And he responds back to me and says, yep, this is what I plan to do on our weekly walks. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because we're so, as a parent who's dealing with a child who is difficult to deal with a lot of the time, we love them. We know what their anxieties are. We know how their anxieties are represented in their actions. But others don't necessarily understand my son is not an asshole. My son is just scared. My son is not an asshole. He's not being defiant because he's being defiant. He's being defiant because he's scared as shit to walk down the street by himself, right? So trying to get him to just walk the dog around the corner is therapy, okay? He's terrified. He doesn't want to walk the dog around the corner. Do I have to, Mom? It's people out there. Yep, walk, go. I'm the mama who takes him up the street and puts him out of the car and say, okay, now walk home. Really, Mom? Yes, now walk home. This is therapy. But this morning, I found myself in my own way apologizing for how he behaved with his Uncle B. Apologizing. And I saw your post this morning, and I've decided that from this point forward, I will not apologize for him. On top of all the other things that I won't apologize for, I will not apologize for him. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. From this point forward. All right, let me read you guys. Let me get to you guys' comment. I used to apologize a lot for Phoenix because she's a very upfront person. I quickly realized it's a part of who she is, but we taught her those skills at an early age. She is not disrespectful, but speaks her mind. And we have to learn, Karen, to allow our children to allow Phoenix to be Phoenix, right? To allow Etienne to be Etienne. I had the same relationship with my son, Brandon. Right, Tobiah, right. I always told my girls to speak what they need to just say it respectfully. Yes. That was good for both of them. It really was good for both of them. It really was. For him to see, and he understands, he's been around since before Etienne was born. And he understands the psychological needs of a child like that. He doesn't have children, but he does from a intellectual perspective understand it. And I'm very happy that he's that type of supportive friend because he understands how to try to push Etienne. And he's like, we're going to talk about your feelings every time we get together. So you got to learn to process how to talk about your feelings. And every time we get together. Chelsea says, it's funny hearing you talk about Etienne and the different ways I've learned to work with his personality versus you. Yeah, Chelsea, sometimes you got a different kind of patience than what I have. But, but you know what, Chelsea, I've been proud of how you work with your brother, how you are able to manage him. Very proud of that. And Bernadette says, yes, it's so important. Right. Uncle B is good for him because the best that you are as a single mom, there's no way you can a man in his life. He needs both. And that's good for an Uncle B. Exactly. And thank God for an Uncle B. Exactly. And that's why I find myself trying to apologize to Uncle B because I'm like, I don't want him to go away. This is such a powerful, beneficial connection for those boys. So I don't want him to go away. So I'm like, sorry, man. You know how he is. I'm like begging him, please don't leave. But he's not going anywhere. He is not a mistake. He will find his place in the world and be fine. Exactly, Tobiah. But he can't find his place and be fine if I'm constantly apologizing for him, right? And I'm not sorry. He is not a mistake. He is not a mistake at all. In any way, shape, or form, you are correct. He was not an accidental pregnancy. He was not an accidental birth. He was not an accidental raising. He was purposefully, mindfully raised with an understanding of who he is and how he is, and a connection to was necessary to help him thrive. So why, if I have this connection, everything, am I running around talking about, I'm sorry, that's how he is? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for processing my feelings, and I'm not sorry for how he processes his feelings. I'm not sorry for prioritizing him, and I'm not sorry for him prioritizing me. Now I'm trying to help him understand he does need other people in his life. I'm not sorry. She's a lot like who is a lot like Aunt it's Phoenix? Woo! Aunt Gloria was a unique person, but you taught us a lot of good things. Exactly. Exactly. She did. She did. One good thing she taught us was fear. Know when to be afraid. Stop being sorry. Stop being sorry for things you don't need to be sorry for. Stop apologizing for being you. Yesterday, I went on this rant about let me be me, let me do me. Well, if I'm asking you to let me be me, let me do me, we need to let you do you, let you be you. I can't at the same time say that and then run around apologizing for being me. Run around apologizing for him being him. No. Chelsea says it was hard in the beginning. I thought I had it down because I babysat a ton and had 2 other little siblings I helped watch as well. So when he came around, I just figured it'd be a cakewalk. And when he was a baby, it was. But as he got older in toddler stage and above, I had a harder time because he didn't develop in the way I was used to. So I was very short-tempered with him. But I think I learned pretty quickly that I needed to change my way of thinking. And I did develop more patience because of him. And actually, that's helped me in other aspects of my life as well. Right, Chelsea. That's why I'm saying he's not a mistake. I mean, one of the reasons. He has taught me a patience that I have never had, that I have never known. And he has made me the better person, the better parent, the better friend, the better everything. He's made me better. Each of my children have contributed some way, right? This particular one has given me a patience that I have never known. And watching you with him, Chelsea, has always been so beautiful because you're right. You were short-tempered with him. Your brother was short-tempered with him. But once you started to understand him better, it helped others to understand him better because you would be his advocate as well. And that was beautiful to see. That's my brother getting on my nerves, but hold on. No, you can't treat him this way. You have to do this with him. You have to be patient. You have to help him understand transition and process. And you were very helpful because then it became 2 people on his side, 2 people who understood him. Even though I understood him a little more and it took you a little longer to get to where I am, it was helpful that there were 2 people now speaking up on his behalf and saying, no, back up. This is who he is, and we need to deal with him who he is, how he is. And it's not just my mama baby in him. Yeah. Don't tell B you sorry. Tell him thank you for being Uncle B. Yes, exactly. Glow, she was my best friend and always there when I needed her with you children or for my adult issues. Fear is good when you're raising kids. Exactly. Right. Karen in Phoenix is like Aunt Gloria. Yeah, I'm sure she's scary. Sharman, I'm afraid for my grandkids. Wait, who said that? Who said Sharman, I'm afraid? Oh, did Mama, did you say that? Oh, that's Karen. Karen, yeah. You should be if she's out like Aunt Gloria. Don't be sorry. My grandson is autistic and he's very reserved, but a straight A student. He's coming out of his shell slowly. And Tobiah, that's the thing that we have to help help them to work through, right? Rather than being sorry for how they behave, let them be them. Be sorry for the people in your life who don't understand who they are and how they are, and maybe question those connections, right? If I feel like I have to apologize to you, maybe you're not the right connection for me. He can still get me to lose my nerve though, but that's what siblings do. Yeah, of course. Look, whatever. Yeah. Yes, our kids help us evolve and grow as a person too. Exactly. Don't be just love them and everything will even out. Yeah, don't be sorry. Just exactly. So these are the things what are some of the things I'm going to ask you and then I'm going to go because I've talked to you about what I'm not sorry for. And Tobiah, this whole conversation was inspired by your post. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about, when I was specifically reading your post, but the post that you put up about not being sorry, all the things that we are not sorry for. And again, it connected to me. It connected to me mostly because I had just had these thoughts. You know, when you send your child out of the house, you're sending your child, you just want them to behave. You want them to behave so that they're welcome back, right? Because especially when you're a single mama, you want your child welcome everywhere so you can have a break, right? It was never a concern for me with the older two, with Christian or Chelsea, especially not Chelsea. Everybody loved Chelsea. With Christian, I just had to be like, a man, don't get into too much trouble, right? But respect was never a problem. They were always respectful. They knew how to change their tone, to fix their tone. They knew the difference between hierarchy, that of an adult versus a child. This one does not recognize hierarchy. It is not, I'm being an obstinate, disrespectful child. It is a lack of recognition of hierarchy. He doesn't see himself as different from you or me. Do you know how many times a day I'm like, dude, we're not the same age. Dude, we're not the same age. Dude, I'm your mama, not your friend. And I know that we all deal with that, but he does not really get it. So for me, having to talk to him before he leaves the house to go somewhere is a different conversation. With Christian and Chelsea, be respectful. With 18, I got to tell him, okay, so let's remember what being respectful is. Let's remember we don't use this tone, we use this tone. Let's remember we don't say this, we say that. Let's remember this, we don't do this, we do this, right? People would expect Wayne and I to apologize when she would tell them to get out of her face when she was little. Our response was, why are you in her face? Because she already moved away from you. Thank you. Thank you. I had a friend one time who got mad at me because my son wouldn't give her a hug. I'm like, dude, back up. He doesn't want to give you a hug. He does not want you hugging on him. She didn't get mad. She got her feelings hurt. I'm like, stop. Maybe if you back up and give him some space, he might want to come to you. But that's not who he is. He hugs who he wants to hug, and he doesn't hug everybody. So we have to be not sorry, things I'm not apologizing for, moving at a slower pace, not always being available, how long it takes me to process my feelings, not knowing an answer right away, accepting my body as it is, prioritizing people that matter. I'm not apologizing for my children. Now, if they break your stuff, all right, fine, we'll apologize. And my child will apologize, but I'm not apologizing for the child. I may apologize for something the child does, but I'm not apologizing for the child. I'm not apologizing for the personality. I'm not apologizing for their lack of interest in you. I'm not apologizing for that. Hold on, what did you say, Chelsea? I feel confident in my ability to be a mother in the future because of all the babysitting I've done, but mainly because of helping you raise Etienne. You know, I was like mama's sister to that boy, and what he's taught me and how different the needs of one kid can be to another. Yeah, you were like mama's sister. That's what happens when there's that age difference between siblings. When there's a 13-year age gap, 13-year age gap, your auntie sister or mama sister, one or the other. That's that. Whether I was a single parent or not, you would have still been that way because of that age gap. This is what others don't know, and therefore you get a lot of lip from others about how you are not doing your job. They would not take your place, right? They wouldn't even know how to be in my place. And that's why it's also taught me to be more passionate and grace and to give grace to other people whose children are losing their mind. I used to be so judgmental. I'm like, yeah, that child need a whooping. And now I'm looking like, oh, that mama needs a break. That daddy needs some help. I don't think the child needs any particular thing now. I just think that, mama needs a break. Daddy needs a break. I went through the same thing because I'm dyslexic and didn't find out that I was until I was in my 30s. They didn't have tests when I was a child. They just put kids like me in a slow class. We just learn differently. Right. And the thing is, you don't need to apologize. While you never need to apologize for E, perhaps what is important is to recognize the need to respect how, on occasion, his behavior has affected the person he has interacted with. That must be Elaine. I know that must be her because I'm constantly apologizing to her. No, Mama. I don't agree with that. I think. Good afternoon, Steve. Good morning, Steve. I'm going to say that's Mama because I don't really know who that is. I don't agree. Because I don't need to apologize. And I don't need to explain any medical diagnoses to everybody. People who are around him enough for there to be that kind of effect on them need to not take it personally. Yeah, I knew that was my mama. They need to not take it personally. And I'm not going to apologize, explain. The only thing I can do is say, how about you read up on autism? That's what you need to do. Because if you get personally offended, if you get personally offended by something that this child does, you need to read up on autism. If he breaks your stuff, if he's rude, he can apologize. He can apologize for being rude. I'm sorry for being rude. He can apologize for breaking your stuff as any child would. But I'm not going to apologize for him being who he is. If you are around me enough to know me, to be in the presence of my children for long enough for him to really ever do anything that affects you the wrong way, you need to question yourself. And if you want to talk to me about it, you could talk to me about it, but I'm not going to apologize. That's the key. I'm not sorry for who he is. And I would challenge everybody to recognize every child is not the same and every child has different needs, whether they are on the autism spectrum or not. Every child has different needs and should be dealt with differently. And we shouldn't take offense to a child. Now, when the child is being rude and disrespectful and, it's not for any reason other than just poor parenting, okay, well, you shouldn't be apologizing. Just get your kids straight. Stop trying to explain to people who have no desire to learn the difference. Right. I learned to love myself and there's nothing wrong with me. Exactly. You need to make sure when he is wrong, he knows and does to apologize. Yes, of course. Every time he's wrong, even after he got into a tiff with Uncle B when he got home, I asked him, did you apologize to Uncle B? Did you talk to Uncle B about what's going on? Did you express yourself? How did you express yourself? And we talk about that. So I agree with you guys. No, you don't. People who care about E will learn to communicate with him properly. Exactly, Tobiah. That's what I'm saying. I don't need to apologize. If you care about him, that's exactly my point right there. If you care about him, then you're going to care that if there's some kind of interaction that doesn't go the right way, maybe there's something going on there. All of my friends who care about Etienne love him and all of his crazy, right? And they deal with it and we laugh about it. Like, yeah, I know that's how he gets. Well, no worries, Kai. We got it. This is the village. No worries, Kai. We got it. We got him. We got you. And I'm finding myself apologizing to those people who I know have him. So no, I'm not. I've interviewed a few families with autism in their lives for my stories. I have a newfound appreciation for those managing it. Yeah, it isn't easy. I know you didn't say apologize, Mom. I know, but Steve, what stories? I would love to read them. Mom, I know you didn't say apologize. Don't be yelling at me. Get rid of them all caps, lady. Look, I know you didn't say apologize. You said be mindful of how what he does affects other people. Whatever. I ain't caring about other people like that. They need to be mindful of how what they do pushes him to act the way he does. If most of the time, if he's being rude or disrespectful, it's because first of all, it's something that you're reading as rude and disrespectful based on your own, your own expectations. But most of the time, if that's the case, is because you pushed him past his level of comfort. You've insisted on being in his face. You've insisted on asking him questions when he's telling you he doesn't want to answer your questions. So most of the time, if there's any bit of disrespect, I'm not rolling my eyes, Sharma, shut up. If there's any bit of disrespect that they're feeling, in general, it's because they've pushed too far. Instead of backing up and letting him have his space, they've insisted on being in his space most of the time. But we do talk about it, Mom. We do talk about how he acts because he has to be received in the world, right? The point is, now all of this whole conversation is not really just about A10. It's just about, what are we not apologizing for anymore? Thank you, Tobiah, for that post. It's something I have to think about. Energy and vibration, exactly, Stacey. Unfortunately, the world is so different from the one I grew up in. People are not as patient today. That's true. That's true. I always want to know if a kid has autism so I can adjust myself and watch how they are so I can interact correctly. Not going to treat them differently just to find a different route. Yes, you did. We also, shut up, Sean. That will flip any child to being bad. Right. Get out of their face. Leave them alone. Every autism situation is different. None are the same. Exactly, Steve. Exactly. One child on the spectrum is going to act totally different than another child on the spectrum, going to have different triggers, going to have maybe different anxieties. They may have the same anxieties, but they may present differently, right? Every child is just like every regular non-autism spectrum child is not the same. Every autism spectrum child is not the same. It's not like diabetes. You have diabetes, this is what it means. No, you're on the autism spectrum. It can mean a plethora of things. And I may figure out how to deal with my autism spectrum child. Oh, that was Chelsea. Y'all shut up. I didn't roll at my mom. I rolled my eyes at my mama. Every autism spectrum child, I mean, just because I learned how to deal with my autism spectrum child doesn't mean that I would be able to correctly deal with another's autism spectrum child, except that if correct only means that I am understanding that that child is unique in and of itself and has its own unique requirements, right? The point is, I want us to stop being sorry when we don't need to be sorry, right? Honor yourself enough to stop apologizing. There are so many levels of autism. Don't make assumptions about why a child acts like they do. Right, exactly. I don't think there's anything I need to question about what I'm not apologizing for anymore. I'm hard-headed. I don't apologize for most things. Yeah, you are hard-headed. Yes, they have bundled many symptoms to one label. Exactly, Charmin. Charmin, for my comic book series, by the way, is set for launch Monday. We had a COVID protocol to deal with. So Steve's comic book series is going to launch on Monday. There was a slight delay to the launch, but we are still anxiously anticipating your launch, Steve. So make sure you let us know. Make sure you post. I'm sure you're going to broadcast it everywhere. But thank you guys thank you, Tobiah, for that post. You know, it's so interesting. We don't know who's watching us, who's reading our post. And I'm never going to be that person who's like, well, if you're reading this, press like and copy and paste and share it. I'm not doing that. Okay. However, I come to you guys' post on a regular basis just to see what we're talking about, see what we're focusing on, see what's on everyone's mind right now. And so I thank you very much. We all need to stop apologizing. We did a talk on here before about not being sorry, and we need to always remember we need to stop apologizing for so many things. You want others to care or engage with him or anyone respectfully, so you have to allow or do the same with others. If you say you don't care about the other person's issues, then you cannot expect them to care about yours or his. Okay, now I just rolled my eyes. I saw it. I felt it. Elaine Robinette Moore, you are missing my point. Okay? You're missing my point. Those who care about him understand what's going on with him. And I don't need to apologize to them. I don't need to be the buffer. Okay? It is exhausting to be that buffer 100% of the time. It is exhausting, Elaine Robinette Moore. So I do not need to be the buffer to protect some other grown-ass person's feelings. Okay? I'm going to protect my child's feelings. And if you are a grown person who cannot understand that this particular child has difficulties processing normal social interactions, and because of those difficulties, it sometimes comes across negatively, and you could possibly get your feelings hurt. If you allow that to hurt your feelings, I'm not going to care. I'm going to question whether you really care about him, and I'm going to question whether I really need you spending any time around my child. That's what I'm saying. I care about everybody. But mother, you have heard me say it to you. You've heard me say it to other people. If you can't stop getting so offended about how this boy is, I cannot trust my child to be around you because I need a break. Okay? I need a break. And it is physically and mentally exhausting to deal with autism spectrum. Physically, mentally exhausting. So if I can't take a break when my child is with you because you're going to start reporting to me all the things they did, okay, then my child won't be with you. Okay? You know what he comes with. You know what he comes with. You know what he comes with. Take him as he is or don't take him. You get your panties in a wad, let your panties be in a wad. My tea is cold. And I hear that you're talking about others. And I'm saying I don't have time to worry about those people because I'm worrying about him. You understand? I'm not apologizing to those people because I'm focusing on him. I asked the kid with autism, was he nuts? They flipped out. Hell, I didn't know. The kid thought I was funny and told them she was talking about my actions, not me.
I have no idea.
Right, Tobiah, like Prince, I'm just trying to get through this thing called life. Right. The goal is to change public perceptions of autism. Right. It's not for me. That child and I talked all the time. I never had issues with him. His mother thanked me for treating him like the rest of the kids. Right. Anyway, Mama, I don't have time to worry about all these other people. I got time to only worry about mine. I have time to stop apologizing. Right? That's what today's talk is about. It got off on the one example, but it's not just about that. Stop apologizing. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry today. I wasn't sorry yesterday, and I'm still not gonna be sorry tomorrow. Okay? For whatever. I said it. I'm not sorry. I did it. I'm not sorry. I might want to think about it. May not want to do it again, but I'm not sorry.
Can I show you, son?
No, we're getting ready to go, but son. No. We're getting ready to go. Tea time is over. Don't come over here acting crazy. All right. And no, you can't come in with your hair all in your face and all that stuff. Nobody wants to see you like that. Go away. Nobody wants you all in the camera either. All right. So anyway, we're going to go. That child and I talked. Oh, I read that already. You guys have a wonderful, glorious day. Make sure that you are minding your COVID manners. Make sure you are minding your COVID manners. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. What?
It glitched.
Okay. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Keep your mind right. Focus on how to keep your mind right for the rest of this week, especially we're moving into the holiday. Auntie, who said? Oh, Uncle Tobias said, good morning.
Morning.
Focus on how you're going to move into this holiday Thanksgiving. I guess it's the beginning of the season, right? But maybe the season already started. Anyway, move into Thanksgiving. What you're going to do.
A few weeks ago, I saw some people with Christmas lights on their front yard.
Yeah, but we're saying bye, babe.
I know.
All right.
I'm just starting a conversation.
No, we're not going to start. We're going to end the conversation.
But,
So everybody be safe.
Oh, wow, the lag.
Be safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Auntie Karen said good morning. Good morning. That's my ear, baby.
Sorry.
All right. You guys have a great day, and we will see you here tomorrow.
Yes,
Stop it. See, he about to get knocked out. All right. Have a good day.